Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahshua, Howard HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, the great millstone, and salutations to your elect, which you go to be. It's your brother Hawaii. Got a quick lesson for you Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, and Israelites who better shame of looking like heathens, who spirit bear witness that they're a child of Heavenly Father. In the name of Heavenly Father is Yahweh, who the world inly calls Jehovah, God of Yahweh. In the name of Heavenly Son is Yahweh Shah, who the world inly calls Jesus Christ, or Jesus Christos, or Yeshua. Quick lesson. Any other preachers come out, you already know it's the Holy Spirit. It's the Holy Spirit, why you believe it or not. And I'm going to Jeremiah, the 11th chapter. You see, because I'm going through my news feed and stuff, and judgment is coming out. And there's going to be a lot of people who's going to be reserved for other judgments and stuff in the future. You see. So this is Jeremiah 11 and 1. It says, the word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, saying, hear ye the words of this covenant, and speak unto the men of Judah and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem. Now, if you're a heathen and stuff, the Lord don't give a fuck about you. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be ruled over and stuff in the kingdom because Jacob has next and forever. Verse 3, it says, and say thou unto them, thus saith the Lord, power of Israel, cursed be the man that obeyeth not the words of this covenant, which I commanded your fathers in the day that I brought them forth out of the land of Egypt, from the iron furnace, saying, obey my voice and do them, according to all which I command you, so shall ye be my people, and I will be your power. Verse 5. It says that I may perform the oath which I have sworn unto your fathers. It says to give them a land flowing with milk and honey. It says, as it is this day. Then answered I and said, so be it, O Lord. Then the Lord said unto me, proclaim all these words in the cities of Judah. So this is how you know that we're supposed to be on the highways and byways in season and out of season, all manner of weather. And I think that's First Timothy's. Nah, I probably got the wrong one. Uh, uh, yeah, I pretty much got the one, but I know it's in Timothy's. You know what I'm saying, right? The highways and hedges. That means outside. You see, right? Now we could do these electronic epistles and stuff, except for the, but when it comes down to the days that we go out there, you know, judgment comes every time we do these shows, right? Or these electronic epistles, right? So verse 6 again, it says, then the Lord said unto me, proclaim all these words in the cities of Judah. It says in the streets of Jerusalem, saying, hear ye the words of this covenant and do them. Verse 7, it says, for I earnestly protested unto your fathers in the day that I brought them up out of the land of Egypt, even unto this day, rising early and protesting, saying, obey my voice. And who was the voice? The prophets. Now let me prove that right quick. Right, so this Luke 1 and 70. It says, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began. You see, so that cooling of the day, you know what I'm saying, that voice that they heard, you know what I'm saying, those were the prophets. And that also proves and stuff when it comes down to Adam and Eve and stuff that other people was around. So this is back in Jeremiah 11 and uh, verse 8. Jeremiah 11 and 8. It says, yet they obeyed not, nor inclined their ear. It says, but walked every one in the imagination of their evil heart. You see, it says, therefore will I bring upon them all the words of this covenant which I commanded them to do, but they did them not. It says, and the Lord said unto me, a conspiracy is found among the men of Judah and among the inhabitants of Jerusalem. It says, they are turned back to the iniquities of their forefathers, which refused to hear my words, and they went after other gods to serve them. It says, and a lot of people and stuff, nowadays they do self worship. You know what I'm saying? Now if you Israel, you are considered a god because the Lord gave us this word and whatnot. But the thing is that if you being rebellious and you serving another deity or you serving yourself, you know what I'm saying, you completely going off on that. You see? And you curse and stuff if you like that. So I'm gonna quote, this is Jeremiah 17. I'm gonna start verse 1. It says, the sin of Judah is written with a pen of iron. It says, and with the point of a diamond. It is graven upon the table of their heart. It is in the point. It says, and upon the horns of your altars. Now, your hearts and stuff is referring to your mind. You see, let me get it right quick. Yeah, the word heart goes into lob, and as you can see, it will say the will and even the intellect, right? So intelligence is found where? In the mind, right? It says mind. There you go. Mind. You see? And also how you know Jake would sit up here and say that they know something about heart, but the actual heart muscle pumps blood throughout your body. It doesn't memorize. It doesn't come with ideas. You see, right? There's nothing intelligent. You know what I'm saying? Well, it's occupation and stuff. It's not to be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? Not to think, right? So the heart, it means your mind. And it also says in verse 9, it says the heart is deceitful and above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? So if you have Israelites and stuff that want to follow the ways of wickedness and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Guess what? Everything is being enlisted. The angels see everything. The angels trick on everything. You see, right? So I'm gonna skip to verse 5. It says, and this is for those who have self worship, you know what I'm saying, or they worship other, even other men, you know what I'm saying, or even women, because there's a lot of guys out here where they gone out there wish for women and stuff, and that's a form of worship as well. We got to protect our queens and whatnot. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Protecting the queens and stuff, ain't nothing wrong with that. And really, they wouldn't be queens and stuff unless you calling them hoes. You see, going to etymology, etymon means the truth or the origin. Ology means the study of. So the study of the truth or the story of the study of the origin of the word. You go to the word queen. Queen has its original word before it became Queen. It's actually Quean, and it means hoes. You see, you know, right? So it says. So it says. It says. What was right? So it says, verse Jeremiah 17:5. It says, "Thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man and maketh flesh his arm." You know what I'm saying? These people don't lean upon Yahweh Shem Yahshua. They lean upon Egypt. They lean upon the authorities and whatnot. And if they happen to be the authorities, they're going to abuse their power and stuff, you know what I'm saying, to get their way. You see, right? It says, and whose heart departed from the Lord. So a lot of these individuals, they not worshiping Yahweh Shem Yahshua. You know what I'm saying? They worship themselves or the power that they have in their hands, not understanding stuff that the Lord is the one who really gave them that, power in the first place and whatnot, right? Because as it says in Proverbs 20 and 24, it says, man's goings of the Lord, how can a man understand his own way? So the thing is that there's no such thing as free will and stuff. So everything that's given or gotten stuff, guess what? You ain't get it of yourself. The Lord allowed you to have that, you see? But guess what? This is when you have power over individuals, it can actually backfire. This is Ecclesiastes 8 and 9, and it says, all this have I seen and applied my heart unto every work that is so like I don't know if I said it already. Ecclesiastes 8 and 9. It says, all this have I seen and applied my heart unto every work that is done under the sun, meaning on earth. It says, there is a time wherein one man ruleth over another to his own hurt. So when you abuse your power and whatnot and stuff, guess what? You can end up messing yourself over. You see, you can end up cursing yourself. You see, you could be your own enemy. You see, right? So this is and most of that and stuff is caused by pride. Now I'm gonna go back to Jeremiah 11. Uh, it's Jeremiah 11 and 8. It said, "Yet they obeyed." Matter of fact, I'm gonna come back to this. This is in Sirach or Ecclesiastes in Apocrypha, chapter 10, because this is what these people got. This is what these people got. So Sirach 10 and 12. I'm gonna start at 7. Yeah, here we go. This I'm start at verse. Okay, Africans. This is Ecclesiastes. Sirach 10 at verse 4. It says, the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. And right now it ain't profitable. You know what I'm saying? Look what it comes when it come down to the wicked. You know what I'm saying? Esau, even full-blood spirited Caucasian. You see, when it come down to them, they ruin the earth. You know what I'm saying? People mourning. You know what I'm saying? Instead of being at peace with other countries and stuff that's starting wars. You know what I'm saying? Now that's prophetic. You know what I'm saying? This is part of the Lord's will that these things was going to happen. The thing is that it's no longer America is no longer the golden city, you know, and what's happening and stuff. You get more. You got another derailment. You see, with hazardous chemicals, or it might be food on there and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And guess what? The Lord is most definitely going to bring a famine, and them hazardous chemicals and stuff is contaminating the soil, uh, contaminating water, you know what I'm saying? Depending on how far it's able to travel and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? It's bringing a lot of damage. Even when it come down to unlawful food, guess what? Animals are dying, you see? Right? Sea life is dying. Regular mammals and stuff that's on the earth, they're dying. You see, when it come down to the birds, they're dying and stuff. The birds was attacking the 5G and stuff because of 5G towers and stuff. That radiation was killing the birds. You know what I'm saying? But now, I guess what they finna come out with 6G. You know, and you got something that's called I forgot. I know one of them was called 15-minute city, and it was another one. And pretty much what that was this. Uh, 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 Pretty much what that was this, where they're gonna make it where everything is gonna be digital. You know what I'm saying? It's called what was CB, no CD. Uh, I know. I think it's CBDC. I think so. Central Bank. Well, you could look up the acronym and whatnot and stuff, right? I mean, not the acronym, but the abbreviation, right? Uh, 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 you know, uh, they're pretty much going to make a Rome 3.0. You know what I'm saying? But make it a digital society. I mean, a digital society and stuff where they rule over everything and stuff. And if you don't bow down to them and stuff, then guess what? You're not going to be able to do anything. So I'm gonna read this again. Sirach 10:4, it says, "The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable." Now, Esau has to go down first. You see, as it says in Ecclesiastes, no, Ezekiel, yeah, Ezekiel 21, verse 26 through 27, right? It says, "In the hand of the Most High is the prosperity of man." You see, so everybody that trusts in Egypt, you're going to go down. And it says that in Isaiah 31 and 2 or 3. It says, "And upon the person of the scribe shall he lay his honor." Some skip down. Verse 7, it says, "Pride is hateful before the Most High and man, and by both do one committeth iniquity." It says, uh, I'm going to skip down. This is verse 12. It says, "The beginning of pride is when one departed from the Most High, and his heart is turned away from his Maker. For pride is the beginning of sin, and he that have it shall pour out abomination." And these women have it. The brother from GMS, Prisoners of Yahweh Shai, actually, I think he got it from Apostle Harp's page, which is GMS Declaring the End. And I forgot what he called it and stuff, but pretty much it was a black female. Now, I want to make a point on this, you know what I'm saying, because it's not just black females. When they come down to America, America allowed females, period, and stuff just to wow the fuck out, right? And don't have to worry about consequences. And there's going to be a lot of judgment upon women, you know what I'm saying, because nobody's putting them in check. And while you got a lot of women out there be like, "Oh, you just hating," it's like, no, the thing is that if you're an Israelite and you be combative against the Lord and stuff, guess what? He will do something to you. You know what I'm saying? He's allowing you women to pile up. Men can't put you in check. Your fathers can't put you in check. You know what I'm saying? If you are a father and stuff within the household and the mother is there and stuff and you try to correct the children and stuff, she'll disrespect you in front of the children. And if you have a daughter and stuff, she'll be like, "I could disrespect all men and whatnot." So the structure is out of course. But Esau does that, you know what I'm saying, so he could kill two birds with one stone. And why is that? The man, he either want to commit suicide or he gonna leave her or whatnot and stuff, and she become a single mother, which is a curse in Deuteronomy 28th chapter. Because most of these women, they run the man out the house, but then on top of that, their behavior is not being checked and stuff. So by the time they actually do want to settle down, is when they old and old and nobody wants them. You see, now don't get me wrong. The Lord, if there's women out there that the Lord is dealing with, you know what I'm saying, if she's uh, uh, um, eye candy for bogus ass niggas who ain't gonna change, the Lord ain't gonna do that. There's gonna be certain women who gonna be widows, you know what I'm saying, or women who are single mothers and stuff who's gonna get saved, but not a lot of these women, the mind frame that they're in and whatnot and stuff, nah, that ain't gonna happen and stuff until the Lord put the foot in their ass. But part of those burning bridges is that you're gonna need a man that the Lord is dealing with, you see. And what's going to happen is that a lot of your past actions and stuff is going to burn those bridges, you see. And you haven't been developing a relationship with Yahweh Shem Yahshai, because a lot of you all in numerous of these numerous religions, you see, or once again self worship, you see, and that pride is going to get you destroyed. Right, verse 9, it says, why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man, for such a one setteth his own soul to sale, because while he liveth he casteth away his bowels. So I'm going to go back to verse 13. It says, for pride is the beginning of sin, and he that hath it shall pour out abomination. And this is what makes you people demons. You know what I'm saying? You do demonic shit. Abomination goes into the Hebrew word the iba, which means something that's detested or disgusting or abhorred by the Lord and stuff, you see, meaning that the Lord don't fucking like it, but you all delight in it and stuff, you know what I'm saying? So guess what? You're going to be in that prideful mind frame, right? It says, therefore the Lord brought upon them strange calamities and overthrew them utterly. And I just saw an article that a brother had posted where uh, uh, based off, whatever medical condition and stuff, you know what I'm saying, they can create a bioweapon and stuff against it. So when it said on the Georgia Guidestones stuff before they destroyed it, or before the Lord had destroyed it, it says to maintain rulership over 500 million, when there's way more people on that earth. And right now and stuff, people are taking these people are taking the what they call it, the juice, you know what I'm saying, mysterious liquid, you know what I'm saying, right, to maintain the entertainment and stuff and access without the world and stuff, and people are dying from it. You know what I'm saying? Celebrities are going down. Celebrities telling you don't take the shit and stuff, but people are going to take it anyways, and that's going to be judgment. You see, right? You know, right? So it said, for pride is the beginning of sin, and he that have it shall pour out abomination. And therefore the Lord brought upon them strange calamities and overthrew them utterly. And part of the reason why these calamities are going to come is because they're not going to hearken unto the men of the Lord, because the Lord is going to warn for a period of time. You know what I'm saying? But then he's going to cut it off. You see. Now the doors of mercy will still be open and stuff, but then to be able to have access to a man that the Lord is dealing with and stuff, you know what I'm saying, who know this word, you know what I'm saying, that's not going to be able to be obtainable. You see, it's not easily obtainable. You see, right? And these people gonna feel it, because right now is irritation. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to hear that, right? But when it's convenient for them and they need it, that's when they're gonna search. And the scriptures talk about in Amos that they're gonna be searching from sea to sea, land to land. Have the way of righteousness come through thee. You know what I'm saying? And then that land, meaning the people, gonna be like, no, it has not. You see? And then they're gonna try to do all that they can with the studying and whatnot and stuff, and they're not gonna attain anything. Why? Because the Lord's going to put a demon, or even a right, angel of this occupation, where they're not going to be able to get it. You see, and that's actually part of the curse too. You see, right? So this is So when it come down to these people being demonic and stuff, allow them. Allow them to be demonic. Still put up your defenses, call upon the Lord, do all that. You know what I'm saying, right? Because the Lord is a shield and a buckler to those who trust in him. These people don't trust in the Lord. These people trust in their guns. They trust in their ability and stuff to manipulate information and stuff just so they can get people to come kill you or hurt you and whatnot. They let their power is the same power as Esau Edom if you receive it. So this is Jeremiah 11. Uh, uh, verse 8 again. It said, yet they obeyed not, nor inclined their ear, but walked every one in the imagination of their evil heart. Right? So I'm going to get out of this. This is Proverbs 14 and 12. It says, It says, there is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. So allow them to continue to think that way. Let them be that way. You see, right? You got to give yourself a round of applause and stuff for the fact that the Lord had bestowed you this information. You know what I'm saying? But yet they can't get it. The scripture says in Jeremiah 4:22, right? This is what the Lord said about these people, right? It says, Jeremiah 4:22. And it says, for my people is foolish, right? It says they have not known me, because a lot of them don't want to know. But until it's convenient, that's when they're gonna want to know. But it might be too late, you see, because the Lord can sever you off. You know what I'm saying? Seal your mind with a hot iron, where you can only go so far and stuff, and it's more that's required for Him to be with you, right? Especially if you had so much time. And it's Jeremiah 4:22 again. It says, for my people is foolish, they have not known me. It says they are sottish children. It says, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. And the Lord ain't dealing with those stuff who deal with knowledge and stuff of wickedness. And I'm gonna show you. This is Sirach chapter 15, uh, 19. Salakia. This is Sirach 19 and 22. Demons are already aroused up right now. So this is Sirach 19 and 22. It says, the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. You see, it says, neither at any time the counsel of sinners prudence. It says, there is a wickedness, and the same an abomination, and there is a fool wanting in wisdom. Uh, There's verse 26. It says, there's a wicked man that hangeth down his head sadly, but inwardly he is full of deceit. And these people got many trains, and I don't know if that's in here. It says, verse 28, it says, and if for want of power he be hindered from sinning, yet when he findeth opportunity, he will do evil. And there's a lot of these people. You know what I'm saying? They go into the shadows and whatnot and stuff. They act innocent and stuff the whole time. A lot of them uh, 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 um, den of thieves. A lot of them were killers, murderers. You know what I'm saying? The Lord said he don't deal with that. And you have the individual stuff who think they slick. It's like, well, I ain't the one who did anything to him, but you part of the ones who set it up though. And when it come down to the Lord, you just as blame you just as worthy of blame as if you were the individual who actually committed a murder. You see, right? So look at a situation when it came down to King David and Uriel, Uriah the Hittite, which was an Israelite just from that land. You see what happened? They uh, 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 they was in the battle with the Amorites, the so-called Japanese, till this day. And the thing is that he sent him out uh, 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 into an area where the man was battling where the battle was at where the heat of the battle was. You know what I'm saying? And knowing that he was going to die and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much King David set him up, and the Lord said that you could, you did this secretly. You know what I'm saying? Behind closed doors. Scripture says that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men, even their secret parts. The secret parts is talking about your mind. So it's and a lot of our people and stuff, or even the heathens and whatnot and stuff. The thing is that uh, uh, they don't for one, they don't consider. Uh, it was something else that I was going to say. Um, uh, uh, um, yeah, I forgot. I forgot. But a you know, you know, a lot of like, yeah, well, consider probably might be the best word and stuff because they don't think that things are going to come around for what they have done. So this is Jeremiah. So pretty much, if you set up, you know what I'm saying, what you doing that wrong, you setting yourself up. You see. So this is Jeremiah 11 and verse 9. Verse 8, it says, "Yet they obeyed not, nor inclined their ear, but walked every one in the imagination of their evil heart." Right? It says, "Therefore I will bring upon them all the words of this covenant, which I commanded them to do, but they did them not." It says, "And the Lord said unto me, A conspiracy is found among the men of Judah and among the inhabitants of Jerusalem. They are turned back to the iniquities of their forefathers," right? Meaning their wickedness, "which refuse to hear my words." And that's what these people do. They refuse to hear it, right? It's the word ma'an, right? Refuse. You know what I'm saying, right? Reject. You see, the Lord said, "If you deny me, I will deny you." And you can see it in these people's spirits. That's why they can't get it. That's why they get offended for a word. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they quick to shed innocent blood. You see, so verse 10, it says, "They are turned back to the iniquities of their forefathers," right? The ones, and then when it comes down to the forefathers, a lot of you all can be your forefathers and foremothers and stuff because reincarnation exists. You know what I'm saying? You can either come back in the third generation or the fourth generation, meaning that you was either the grandmother or the great grandmother, you see, or the grandfather or the great grandfather, you see, right? And it tells you that in Exodus 20th chapter that the Lord visits those who hate him on the third and fourth generation. You see, bringing punishment, right? Uh, you know, because the Lord requires which is past, as it says in Ecclesiastes 3 and 15 and 16 and stuff. You see, so whatever these people had done and stuff in the past, the Lord's gonna get them. You see, and and for what I've seen and stuff, there's a lot of people that the Lord is not, giving them that quick slap to the hand and stuff, where you feel it and it stings, but it's for a short period of time, and you catch it. And it's like, you know what? I gotta watch myself, or I need to examine myself. A lot of people are not examining themselves. A lot of them think they're good. You see, they already think that they made it and whatnot and stuff, and that's the reason why they act the way that they do. It's like, oh, I could do this and I could do that and stuff. These people ain't looking for mercy. You know what I'm saying? They looking for a good time, right? So then, while they're blinded by having their good time and stuff, they're not working on mercy. So therefore, they're not going to receive any mercy. And a lot of them are merciless. You see, right? And the Lord says that he that sheweth no mercy shall receive no mercy. You see? So this is Jeremiah 11. So let them do what they want to do. Let them do what they want to do. This is Jeremiah 11 and 10 again. It says, "They are turned back to the iniquities of their forefathers, which refuse to hear my words." And I hear it all the time. Well, we ain't playing. We ain't playing. I'm glad you ain't playing. Because then when it's time for the Lord to not be playing with you, you know what I'm saying, he going to do much worse than you all can ever do. Right? So it says, "And they went after other gods to serve them." It says, "The house of Israel and the house of Judah have broken my covenant, which I made with their fathers. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, Behold, I will bring evil upon them, which they shall not be able to escape." You see, right, right, right. Because we people are being warned, but they hate the warning. So that's cool. I'm glad you hate the warning. You know what I'm saying? Because there's going to be people out there who gonna eat their babies. There's going to be people out there who gonna eat themselves. You see, matter of fact, because that's some fucked up ass shit right there. You know what I'm saying? Because we gonna need miracles. You already see when it come down to the derailment. You already see what's going on when it come down to the farmland. You see that even in certain places and stuff. Guess what? It ain't finna be no transactions and stuff going on. Why? Because it's gonna be a complete war zone. So food ain't coming in. Food ain't growing in the inland. You know what I'm saying? So you gonna need a fucking miracle. So therefore, if you being wicked already and you not changing, guess what? You might go through this. This is Lamentations 4. Matter of fact, let's get this one. This is Second Kings 6. Uh, okay. This is Second Kings 6 and 24. Because a famine is coming. You see, right? So this Second Kings 6:24 it says, and it came to pass after this that Benhadad, king of Syria, gathered all his hosts and went up and besieged Samaria. It says, and there was a great famine in Samaria. It says, and behold, they besieged it until an ass's head was sold for fourscore pieces of silver. It says, and a fourth part of cab of dove's dung for 5 pieces of silver. So people was buying donkey heads, you know what I'm saying? Donkey heads and pigeon poop, you see, to eat. Um Down there in Venezuela, you need to go back and see what happened when it came down to Venezuela. They had whole markets of meat, but all that meat was rotten. They had to go to the dumpsters and stuff and pull off whatever meat and stuff for people who weren't really cleaning off the bone, so they could make it soup. And they translated where the children was being interviewed, and the children was saying that the food was nasty and stuff, but this is all they had to do. You know what I'm saying, right? Well, guess what? When it comes down to Joe Biden, you know what I'm saying, or the elites, what they're doing is that they buying up all the resources, and they buying up all the land and whatnot and stuff, you know what I'm saying, so they can have utter complete control. You know what I'm saying? So if there's something you don't want to do, guess what? You're not going to be able to participate within their society. So guess what's going to happen and stuff while you lollygagging and stuff and not taking heed to this warning? When they finally bring forth that new world order, you know what I'm saying? Guess what? All the funds that you stole or got unjustly and stuff by this system, what's going to happen is that you're going to have to get a brand new device, because you ain't using credit card, you ain't using debit card, you're not using Apple Pay, Android Pay, you're not going to use PayPal, you're not going to be able to use Cash App, you're not going to be able to use even Google Pay. You're not going to be able to use none of those transactions. It's going to be the same transaction, bank account, all that and stuff, but you will have to get that MOTB, the mark of the beast, or RFID chip. You're going to have to get that, you see? And it's going to be something that they're going to put a squeeze on society. It don't matter if you're an agent, if you're a FBI agent, ex cop or ex militant and stuff. They're on your ass. This is what they're going to do. They're going to put the squeeze on all society. You see? Yeah, you voted for them, but they don't give a fuck. You see? Right? Right? So people are going to be trying to even eat unlawful foods and whatnot and stuff. And guess what? People love you. If you're an individual who like medium rare, or you don't have no problem eating raw fish and whatnot and stuff. Guess what? If you got food that's in front of you and stuff, and it's not prepared, or you don't got the time to do it, guess what? You eating that shit. You know what I'm saying? And these animals are going to be sick and whatnot and stuff, because they're going to be individuals, you know what I'm saying, who's going to get sick off the different fumes of these derailments that's happening and stuff with these hazardous chemicals that's floating in the air. You see, you know. So what are you going to eat? They're already dropping dead. More sea animals and stuff are beaching themselves, and then look what's happening to the water. The water is depleting. So what are you gonna do then? You know, you know. That's when people gonna be like, "Oh Lord, Lord, hey, Lord." You know what I'm saying? Lord he ain't gonna respond. It's like I gave your ass the warning and stuff, but yeah, you denied it. So now it's time for you to be denied. You see, you know. And even if you got a whole bunch of money in the bank, um, one of the guys, one of these professionals and stuff, when it come down to the money, he was saying that even though, say, if you got a whole bunch of money in the bank and stuff, even if you transfer your money, your riches, you know what I'm saying, your liquidations, all that and stuff. If you transfer all that amount of stuff onto the new digital system, you're not getting it right away. You're gonna have to wait. They're gonna tell you a certain period of time, but depending on how much money it is and stuff, guess what? You're gonna have to wait. You're gonna have to sign a waiver and whatnot and stuff for your own money, and you still gonna have to wait, because they're gonna give you an estimated time that more than likely ain't gonna be right nor accurate. You know what I'm saying? Well, you're gonna have to wait fucking longer. You see, right? So it brings in this Second Kings 6 and So people are going to be desperate to eat animals that they wouldn't normally eat. So guess what? A lot of you are going to be like the Asians. You're going to decide, guess what? The dog got to go because you need to eat. The cat got to go because you need to eat. Or somebody else's somebody else's dog or cat gets slain and stuff just to save your own. Um, uh, uh, what else? What else? I'm gonna keep going. Right. Um, Verse 26, it says, and as the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall, it says, there cried a woman unto him, saying, help me, help my lord, O king. And he said, if the Lord do not help thee, when shall I help thee? Because it's like, look, we all going through this. You know what I'm saying? So you asking me for help, I'm in the same situation, right? So it says, and she was coming for him for counsel. Verse 27, it says, and he said, if the Lord do not help thee, when shall I help thee? Out of the barn floor or out of the winepress? It says, and the king said unto her, what aileth thee? Meaning, what's wrong? And she answered, this woman said unto me, give thy son that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. So women are going to sacrifice their children. Like, look, nah, bitch, I got to eat. You know what I'm saying? Hey, let's bargain, right? So they show you that in multiple movies and stuff, and it's called predictive programming. They telling you what they're gonna do. You see, they're telling you what they're gonna do. The Purge and different other movies that's out there and stuff where people have ransacked all the stores and people are looking from house to house expect home invasions to come. And the thing is, yeah, you probably get Buddhist, you probably a good shooter and whatnot and stuff, you probably a good fighter, but if the Lord ain't with you to keep your stamina up and stuff, I'm gonna tell you right now, you could be a good fighter and stuff, but if you don't get that stamina and stuff and you over there losing your muscle mass and whatnot because your body is eating at itself and stuff just to stay alive, it could be somebody else and stuff that's full of strength and whatnot, and they take you down. You see, and then the elder brother, Malcolm, he had made a post, and it's within my community and stuff, right? He had made a post where there was a guy, he was snatching up whole families and stuff, and he was eating them, and he was a whole Edomite. Eyes were in the line and everything. You see, so it's already out there. People are already preparing themselves that they guess what they're gonna have. The only thing if they won't meet, the only thing that they're gonna be able to have is an animal. I mean, is a person. There's people out there who are already used to it. You see, right? So this is verse 29 again. Now 28 it says, and the king said unto her, what aileth thee? And she answered, this woman said unto me, give thy son that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. It says, so we boiled my son, right? Boiled. Let's see what that is. Boiled. So one is the word bashal, and it says to boil up. It says, hence to be done in cooking, bake, boil, roast. Sod means to boil. Sod means to boil, right? It says, verse 29, it says, so we boiled my son and did eat him. And I said unto her on the next day, give thy son that we may eat him. And she had hid her son. So imagine that. You see, so even the point with the dogs that are dogs and cats and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Somebody else is gonna it's gonna be like, no, not my puppy, not Onyx, not whatever dog whatever name that you call your dog, not my dog, you know what I'm saying, not my kittens and whatnot and stuff. But you'll sit up here and be like, yeah, I eat the neighbor's cats, but they can't eat mine. There's gonna be people like that. But this is referring to kids, children, you see? And these was women, you know. They show you that in the different cartoons, Tom and Jerry and whatnot, or ACME, you know what I'm saying, or the Looney Tunes and whatnot, you know. There'd be some individuals they capture you and stuff, put you in a pot, and they cutting green onion, celery, and carrots and shit, and you over there talking about what smell good and whatnot. You think it's in the jacuzzi. Really, they cooking your ass. You see? And they show you that in the movie The Road, too, because it's going to be different levels, you know. you're gonna have, it's gonna be like this. You're gonna have individuals where uh, uh, you're gonna have individuals where they morals are gonna dwindle. You see, right? I'll show you. This is Lamentations 4:4. It says, "The tongue of the suckling child cleaveth to the roof of his mouth for thirst." And it also tells you in Luke the 21st chapter, saying that woe to them that are with child that give suck. You see, because hey, shoot, there's a lot of women and stuff who they can't breastfeed. Saying, they can't lactate. You know what I'm saying? You also got women where their diets are horrible and stuff, and the baby don't need chips, meat and cheese and bread and stuff all in your system and stuff. They need you to be healthy and stuff, so the baby can come out healthy, big and strong. But but they just loaded up on food and stuff that really break down the body and stuff. You see, what's the other thing? Oh, no formula. They was tripping on that. You see, right? So it says Lamentations 4:4. It says, "The tongue of the sucking child cleaveth to the roof of his mouth for thirst. The young children ask bread, and no man breaketh it unto them," because it's going to be a scarcity. You see, it's going to be too damaging and stuff to try to share with somebody. You see, right? Now I'm gonna get to the It says, "They that did feed delicately are desolate in the streets." You know what I'm saying? It says, "They that were brought up in scarlet embraced dunghills." It says, "For the punishment of the iniquity of the daughter of my people is greater than the punishment of the sin of Sodom, that was overthrown as in a moment." It said, "And no hand stayed on her." So I'm going to skip down. This is verse 9. It said, "They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away, stricken through for want of the fruits of the field." It says, right? So you see those different commercials and stuff. If you have 50 cents and stuff, 50 cents can save this child and whatnot and stuff. If commercials cost a lot of money, if you shit, you better donate, motherfucker, but they won't show money. You know what I'm saying? You see, and you see little kids and they be eyeballs poking out and they be looking. You see the frame of their skeleton. The skin is cleaving onto their skeleton. Now people out there, they got certain features and whatnot and stuff, but you could tell that when you look at their head and stuff, that it's healthy. You know what I'm saying? They're healthy, they eating good, they don't have to really have that much fat on their face, but you see that they got meat on their head. But you got some of them children out there, they be out there in them Roman sandals. You know what I'm saying? They be ashy, knees rough, elbows rough and whatnot and stuff, in poor conditions. And they over there, you see they ribs. You see they ribs. You know what I'm saying? Not just them being skinny, you see they ribs, man. Like all of them. You see? You know, they stand up and their stomach sinks in because there's no fat no more. You see, arms skinny as hell and stuff. You see every knuckle that they got, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about, other parts of the bones. You see, and it looks very, very sad, but that's what's going to come and happen here. And guess what? Uh, um, it's also controlled by the same leaders that you all voted for. And most of you all are Democrats. You see, and when you go into Democrat, it's a compound word, demo meaning demon, and crassy meaning rulership. So demon like rule, and guess what? Who the Esau Edom, and the people over there talking about, oh, you racist, you racist, you racist, man. Look at these Edomites, fucking look at it, look at their history. You know what I'm saying? Cruelty is in their hearts. You see. You know, the cruelty is so strong, even when it come down to Joe Biden. It's so strong and stuff, even though he's not really a true ruler. He's a puppet. There's other, it's elites that's in the background, and they all bringing forth their new world order and stuff, right? And how you know is because a president and stuff supposed to have power over the Senate and the Congress. You know what I'm saying? Donald Trump, when he was in office, he sat up here and was like, ain't nobody gonna be wearing no mask. You see? Ain't nobody gonna be wearing no mask and whatnot and stuff, right? And he tried to push for that and stuff, but guess what? Somebody hired him. It's like, nah, you gonna push forth those masks, and you know that it wasn't Congress, you know it wasn't Senate, because you already know that he can sign a consecutive order and stuff that squash both of what they talking about. You see? So what made Donald Trump stop is because there's somebody higher than him that's in the shadows, giving them orders. So when it come down to Biden and stuff, guess what? A controlled famine. They're doing it on purpose. They're doing it on purpose because they want people to submit, which is going to be the hour of temptation that all the world is going to have to go through. You see, right? So this is Lamentations 4 and 9 again. It says, they that be slain with the sword, meaning with the gun, you know what I'm saying, or even impaling with a knife and whatnot and stuff. You see, what was it? It was a individual in 2023 as soon as it came in. You know what I'm saying? You know, he was a guy from Islam and stuff, and he was attacking the police with a machete, right? It says, it says, they that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. It said, for these pine away, stricken through for want of the fruits of the field. Verse 10, it says, the hands of the pitiful women have sodden their own children. They were their meat in the destruction of the daughter of my people. You see, right? So this is Deuteronomy 28, and I'm gonna read verse 15. And this was in the Roman persecution. But guess what? That same way is going to happen again. This is Deuteronomy 28:15. It says, but it shall come to pass, if thou would not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. You see, verse 16, it says, cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. The field is referring to the world, as it says in Matthew 13 and 38. Right? So I'm gonna skip down uh verse 54, and then I'm skipped up. So this is Deuteronomy 28:54. It says, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother, and towards the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children which he shall leave. It says verse 55, so that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children whom he shall eat, because he have nothing left him in the siege. It says, in the straitness whereof thine enemies shall distress thee in all thy gates. So you can partner up with these Edomites. You know what I'm saying? You know, you can have connections and whatnot. But when you read their history and whatnot, that's why they want to take it out of the books. Or if there are books and stuff that has history and stuff about how their actions is, they want to charge it thousands of dollars and stuff on eBay or on the internet and stuff, because they know most jakes and stuff are not going to be able to afford that. You see, or going to use money like that and stuff towards other things. You see, they're they're the kings. Now they could be queens. They're the kings and the queens of not keeping deals. You see, what is it? What they call them? In treaties, they break them. Uh, 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 they break them. You see, right? So it says, and then here's the thing: they're not just sitting up here, oh, we're just going to do it just to the Israelites and whatnot and stuff. They're doing it to all people. So if you were a heathen that was confederate with one of them and stuff, confederate with these Edomites, and it was like, look, you know what I'm saying, we gonna team up together. We can't let the Israelites know who they are and stuff. So let's cut them off from being a nation. You know what I'm saying? Whether that's through death or the actual memory or the understanding of who they actually are. Let's give them our ways, you know what I'm saying, and claim them to be this, that, and the third and stuff, so they can't return. The thing is that here it is, since they're the ones in rulership, as it says in Job 9:24, the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. You know what I'm saying? Guess what? Even though you heathens had helped him out, you know what I'm saying, or even you jakes that helped him out, the thing is that what's going to happen is that their plan it's going to also affect you. You see? And that sounds like you making a deal like, look, we'll give you this, we'll give you that. All you got to do is be down for my cause. But guess what? They finna break that deal. And you're going to be like, man, this ain't according to what we agreed with and stuff. And they going to sit up there and laugh you to scorn and be like, we don't give a fuck. You see? And the prophet's been warning you that this is the mentality that that a lot of the race of these people have. You see? You know? So this is because the thing is that they have power when it comes down to this world. They don't lean on Yahweh Bashem Shah. They don't lean upon his ways and his wisdom. They don't do that. You know what I'm saying? You know, uh, uh, they don't do that at all. That's why within their society, everything that they allow is contrary to what the Bible says. You see, proving that they're not the chosen people. You see, right? So this is uh because he's going to be the one who's going to distress you. And on top of that, what is he doing? He doing it to other Caucasians, full-blooded spirited Caucasians. He's also doing it to them, even though they're the same nation. Here it is. This is the Edomite rulership. They have power and whatnot and stuff. But yeah, you can go further downtown and stuff, and you're going to see a Edomite and stuff on a cardboard box. How you going to be a two-time loser within your own kingdom? That's a goddamn shame. That's because the rulers don't give a fuck about nobody. And they keep showing you every time. That's why every time you get a new president and stuff, within that president's rule, well, not maybe not all of them, but within that president's rule, there's something that's going on that have you niggas out there in the streets protesting. And you do the same thing with the mayors. You know, that's why Lori Lightfoot, they don't want her ass back in there. They don't want Joe Biden back up there either. You see? And you have a lot of Democrats and stuff where they're like, well, you know what? We're going, well, at least, because Donald Trump is a Republican, it's going to be like, well, at least he does what he says and whatnot, but it ain't going to be in your favor. That's why all these years you've been choosing Democrats. You see? You know? You want to have respect. That respect don't do anything and stuff if it's against your morals. You're going to be out there complaining anyways. You see? And they know civil unrest is going to come. That's why they held back a lot of their tanks and stuff from not sending it to Ukraine and whatnot and stuff, because they know civil unrest is going to break out. You see? You know? And people are stealing, killing. It's going to be babies crying, glass breaking and stuff, and them babies going to cry with the quickness. And you already know that when babies start crying and stuff, they don't stop quickly. You give them the pacifier, they still crying. You give them some food, they still crying. You know? If they're startled, they're still crying. You see? And you trying to pat them. You trying to hop around and shit, hoping that they enjoy that and it makes them comfortable. You know what I'm saying? It takes a while for babies to cry and stuff. So therefore, if a baby cries and you heard glass and people screaming and shit and whatnot and dog, 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 you already know that baby got shot, man. And you got some like I said, some unmerciful motherfuckers out here. You see? That P that's gonna be added to the LGBTQ and stuff is not for pansexual, it's for pedophilia. That's why even come on, man. Man, I really don't get you, motherfuckers. I really don't get you people because here it is, the ones that you allied with and stuff that's giving you this money, this, that, and the third. Here it is when it come down to your children, they got drag queens in kindergarten and preschool teaching them how to sell their ass and shake their ass. They got they're trying to allow children to know about sex at an early age and show the sexual footage. But you won't go after them though. You won't fight against them though. That's because you all in league with them. So when we call you all demons and whatnot, it makes sense. You see, it's not going to be some as long as they do that over there, saying I'm cool. No, they're gonna spread it everywhere. You see, and you can't even do self You can't even self school your children and whatnot and stuff. They'll take your children if you try to do that, just so you can keep them from certain teachers and whatnot, or the things that they're allowing within these schools. The 11-year-old went to his neighborhood library and stuff and found a book. You know what I'm saying? Where he's where they teach you how to suck dick. You see? Come on, man. Uh, uh, so if all that demonic stuff is going on and stuff, and they planning for a famine, you know what I'm saying? You see how Joe Biden is when he come around them little girls and whatnot, right? It's like I give you the money, or I give you the food, but I want your daughter, or I want your son. And when it comes down to the military, you got a lot of individuals and stuff that's sick minded, and they're gonna show you that. They're gonna show you what they're about when they get released out in these streets. You see, and I'm talking about martial law. And if you don't got no good reason to be out there and stuff, guess what? They have the right to detain you, and they don't care what sect of the government you've been in. And then you got a lot of people and stuff who don't fit the criteria when it comes down to the army, right? So what's going to happen? They've been building all these little robots. You know what I'm saying, right? They hold guns or got guns attached to them. What you think they finna? They're not finna send that shit out. They're not finna send them out and stuff out into World War III. They gonna also have it within the cities, within the homeland. You see, you know. So imagine you got a child, right? It's like it. Well, imagine you got a child and something goes wrong with the chappy or the machine. Look at the movie. It's called Monsters of Men, or Monsters of Man, or Monsters of Men. And just imagine stuff. They grab you, they hold you. You know what I'm saying? They put on a certain type of pressure and whatnot and stuff that goes way past to what police officers does and stuff when they put you in tight cuffs. You know what I'm saying? And you got your child coming and stuff to try to protect. It's like, let go of my mommy, let go of my daddy, woot the woo, kick it. And that thing with the shotgun and stuff, blue. You see? So this is Isaiah, because I know I jumped the gun, but this is Isaiah 8:20. It says to the law and to the testimony. No, 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 no. That's not what I'm looking for. This is Isaiah 9:20, verse 18. Isaiah 9:16. It said, "For the leaders of this people caused in the earth," because you want to hear smooth things. You want to hear that things are going to get better and whatnot and stuff when it's going to get much, much worse. It says, It says, and they that are led of them are destroyed. You want to go to church, you know what I'm saying? You want to go to these mosques, you know what I'm saying? Or anything outside the Bible and stuff. I'm going to tell you right now and stuff. They're not telling you the truth. And they're not telling you to get prepared, you know what I'm saying? Spiritually, right? And even if you do get spiritually prepared and stuff, when it come down to these other religions, you're through. Because the Bible is showing that the Bible is the only thing that's true. And it says, verse 17, therefore the Lord shall have no joy of their young men, neither shall have mercy on their fatherless and widows. For every one is a hypocrite and an evildoer. It says, in every mouth speak of folly, which is foolishness. For all this, his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still. Right? Meaning mercy is still obtainable. You see, but if you don't know how to obtain it, you ain't gonna get it. Verse 18, it says, for wickedness burneth as the fire, it shall devour the briars and the thorns, and shall kindle in the thickets of the forest, and they shall mount up like the lifting up of smoke. It says, through the wrath of the Lord of hosts in the land hosts is the land darkened. It says, and the people shall be as the fuel of the fire, no man shall spare his brother. So guess what? Countless betrayal. It's going to be betrayal amongst your family. It's going to be betrayal amongst your peers. You know what I'm saying? People that shoot you, man, we grew up together and stuff. This is basically my brother and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? But hey, he might get tested to a point, it's a breaking point where it's like, man, I don't give a damn if we was homies from preschool and kindergarten and stuff. I need what I need for myself. You see, and you in the way of it. You see, that's gonna happen. It says, verse 20. It says, and he shall snatch on the right hand and be hungry, and he shall